I guess I'll hear it in this this headphone if it is working. Don't know. Okay, I see it. I see it appearing on the computer. Let's see. Live stream offline. Live stream online? Very, very quiet. Oh no. Okay, I hear myself now. Oh cool, hey, I can see the chat. Oh god, hey. I'm just gonna chat with you guys now. Hey. So essentially it's like a live stream, but it's just a chat room that I've created. I'm gonna stop listening to my own audio because it's just an echo of what I just said literally a split second ago. So, welcome to I've just never streamed because it always kind of, I felt it was quite daunting, like setting up the computer, plugging all the stuff in, and then trying to figure out where to copy the link from the YouTube page. I didn't really understand how it worked. But since Mario Odyssey is coming out in apparently 14 minutes, and if it doesn't, then this is a completely pointless stream, but I'm just kind of assuming that it's going to launch at midnight. Oh, hey. Hey, everyone. There's a lot of people saying hello. This is all very overwhelming, because I've literally never done a live stream before. I did one on PS4, and I had no idea what was going on. And I don't even think it had my voice in it. I think I had, the webcam was like off. It wasn't even plugged in. So this is like the first time I'm doing like a real web stream. Anyway, I'm eating dinner. I was excited about doing a stream, and so I didn't have any time to cook dinner. It's one of these, if you're interested. It's like a ham and cheese, hamu and cheese thing. I quite like these. It's like a mini burrito. As you can see, the internet connection is like really, really terrible, so we're gonna be here for a while. So let's just chat until the download completes. Ew! What is that? That's gross. Just looked at my hands and that's gross. What's good? Notice me. I noticed you. Dave XFF. How do you do the yin-yang emoji? Also, sorry if I'm gonna have to be talking and eating at the same time because, unfortunately, that was that's all I've got to do until this thing. The download's gonna take. We're gonna be here until like tomorrow. I mean, usually when you say that, you mean a long time. I know it's only 13 minutes until tomorrow. It's over. What's over? Danganronpa. Actually, I have to admit, I've never played Danganronpa. Yokohama. Have you ever been to Hungary? No. I think Hungary is one of the few Europe countries that I've not been to before. You know if you can change region to play early. The thing is, I think Japan is the earliest region. I don't think there is a region that gets Super Mario Odyssey earlier than Japan's. Well, I might be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure that Japan is as far ahead of GMT as is physically possible. Hey, how are you? I'm doing very well, clearly not eating very healthily. Today's dinner, if you're interested, I can't really point this at the camera correctly, is curry udon. I know it looks terrible, but it actually tastes amazing. Or it would have done if I'd eaten it while it was still hot. Hold on a second. Can you see this? Curry udon. And it's eaten by... Hold on a second. This is very rude. I apologize if I do anything uncouth. First of all, get the chopsticks open. And inside this sludge is actually really tasty udon noodles, which I'm going to have to eat and read your chat at the same time. Bonjour, hello from France. What's your name? Paul Malin. Nice to meet you. Buy me a Switch, Dad. If I were a dad, maybe I would consider it. I can hear my own voice coming out of the microphone. I'm going to turn the audio down on the stream. How did you get the game? I went for the download version. As you can see, it's downloading. I didn't want to wait for... I've just had a brilliant idea. How many people think I should dip this in the curry and see what it tastes like? I'll leave it to you. Basically, if you want to see that, let me know, and I'll dip this in. I'll dip the ham and cheese in the curry udon, and we'll. It's like, you know, international cooperation. International cooperation? You know what I mean? International. What's the word when you mix together? Do it. What does DYP? What does DYP stand for? DLP. Sorry, I'm terrible with lingo on the internet, so I don't know what DLP stands for. Dip it to death. Oh, it wasn't DLP. It was DIP, was it? All right. Here we go. I'm gonna make sure that you can actually see the dipping action. Ham and cheese, splodge. Let's give it a good dunking. Oh wow! Hey, that looks good actually. But we'll see in a minute how it actually tastes. Oh man, that's amazing. What? I think we've just invented something amazing. The ham and cheese burrito with curry sauce. Oh man, actually, I'm sure that someone's already come up with that. I'm sure that in Mexico they'll eat all their burritos with curry sauce. Are you playing on TV or handheld? Well, I had to play it on the TV because I'm streaming, but... And actually, come to think of it, I don't really expect that I'll be playing Super Mario Odyssey on the go that much. I expect to be just playing it, what's the word? Handheld. New food invented. Tell me about it. Can I just say, this is like the most exciting thing I've ever done. Like, I've never done a live stream. It has occurred to me, it's just, I don't know, I couldn't really figure out when the right time to do it was. Also, I have to talk really quietly because it's, as you can see by the Switch clock, it's 11:52 p.m, so I don't want to piss off my neighbors too badly. Okay, idea number two. We're going to put the noodles in the burrito. Not sure if I can do this without dropping it all over my Switch, but I'll do my best. Can you see that? Okay, you can see that there. Udon noodle. Oh yeah, it's the reverse dip. First the burrito dipped in the curry. It's going everywhere. Oh, this is horrific. I bet you anything, this is not going to taste quite as good as dipping it in. It's probably just going to taste like a noodle in pita bread. Pita bread. Actually, I don't really know how to pronounce pita bread. I don't even know where it comes from. Greece, probably. Where everything comes from. Oh, I just realized that the chat doesn't scroll if I don't... So, I seriously need a tissue. You're just watching a random person in Japan licking their hands. I'm very, very sorry. This is inappropriate. It is inappropriate. I do apologize. Scrolling to the bottom of the chat. Let's just have a look. Is the game out? How fast is your internet? I'll tell you what. My internet is about... It's about... I don't know. 50 to 16 megabits per second. So that's something like, I don't know, 8 or 9 or 10 megabytes per second. But in the middle of the night, which is when everyone gets home from work, and they're all playing around on the internet, it like massively slows down because I don't have fiber optic internet. I just have I think it's ADSL. It's probably some kind of copper wire split thing. Oh man, I never thought that I would be on the internet licking my hand. I'm very, very sorry about that. Sorry, I have not yet eaten not yet eaten the noodleito. Noodleito? That doesn't sound very good. Burry noodle. Berry noodle. It sounds like a buried noodle, which is... No, that's not what it is. Oh man, there's curry everywhere. This is going to be like the worst video to watch back later. I'm going to be like, what was I doing? It's basically just me licking my hand. What was so loud? Oh, sorry, Sorry, if the volume is really loud, it's because I set it really loud so that I can talk quietly and still stream without bothering my neighbors. I'm going to eat the noodle and the burrito now. Okay, I'm going to tell you what that tasted like now. Imagine biting into a burrito and there's something long and slithery in it, and it like moves around because it's slippery. It tastes like I just ate a live worm in a burrito. Like, you know, you look in your burrito and you don't see a worm, you see half a worm. That's kind of how it tasted. I liked it. I'm gonna do it again. And I'm not doing it just for the attention. Literally, it did actually taste quite good. I don't know. I'm going to be really honest. I'm probably going to have to turn the stream off and then turn it back on when this download's complete. Because look how long this is taking, and it could be going slower because I'm streaming at the same time. Though that doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? I don't think upload should have really affect the download. That's disconcerting. Tell you what, it is, and let's go for it again. Sorry, it just tickles my inside. Time to catch up with the chat. What have you guys been saying? It got dark. The licking was really loud. I'm gonna screenshot so many of these comments. The licking was really loud. I like that. Hey, I'm in Akihabara now. Didn't see much Mario Odyssey stuff. Thought I could get it at midnight. You know, I actually don't know many shops at all that do midnight releases. The only ones that I've heard of that actually do midnight releases are shops that are like the guy's not supposed to be selling it at midnight, but he knows a few people who want it at midnight, so he's like, yeah, I've got the stock already, you can have it. And technically it is the right day, it's just I'm supposed to sell it at 9 a.m. But I've never seen a shop that's actually advertised like a midnight release. In fact, yeah, when you watch all those pictures of Tokyo and it's like the PS4 release or the Xbox One release, where, you know, a few people went, and that's the honest truth. But stuff like that, that's usually at like 9 a.m. Like when I made that video about buying the Switch, that was a 9 a.m. pickup at Akihabara. So anyway, the Switch is region free. It is region free. This is like the most exciting thing ever. Play a game. All right. Yeah, I will play a game after I've eaten a burrito with chopsticks. There's more firsts, more cultural firsts. Look at this. This is burrito, buri udon. It's like the cousin of the biryani. I highly recommend eating your burrito with chopsticks. I mean, I actually don't. Oh, I see. So in all your other countries, you've got to wait until it actually gets to midnight. You can't just wait for the Japanese release date. Oh. I'll tell you what really sucks in Japan is whenever you have a release date worldwide on Steam, like if I buy it, the UK version or the American version, I still have to wait for it to become the morning in San Francisco. Anyway, the point is, if the release date is the 25th for everyone else, I basically have to wait till like 1 a.m. on the 26th because Japan just doesn't know how to do Steam. Okay, I think I've eaten enough. Let's play... What's it going to be? Sonic Mania or Monster Hunter? Sonic Mania or Monster Hunter? Or I could play one of these fighting games. I can't even play Dragon Ball. As you can see, there's no cartridge for it because I sold it. It's not that I didn't enjoy it. It's just I could tell it wasn't a game I was going to put a lot of time into. Like I've seen online a lot of people who like get really hardcore into fighting, like battling it out with other players online. It looks cool, but I just don't. I just didn't see myself. This download's going to take forever. This is totally not gone according to plan. Do forgive me. This is my first stream. I didn't know how long it was going to take. Okay, seeing some Sonics, but I'm seeing a lot more MHs, Monster Hunters. All right. Well, you wanted it, Monster Hunter. Would you like to close the game you're currently playing? By the way, this doesn't pause the download, does it? I guess I can press the home button and check every now and then. Now let's see. Also, let me know if the volume is loud enough on the game audio. Like, I might need to turn the audio up a bit on the game audio. Hold on a second. There it is. Give it one notch. Not sure if I managed it there. Nope. Okay. Look. I look like Dr. Robotnik. Literally, I just bought the strongest armor I could find for each thing. Honestly speaking, I was really excited about Monster Hunter, but then after I got it on Switch, like I didn't find myself playing it nearly as much as I thought I would. All right, I don't even remember the buttons. All right, let's go and kick something. Tell you what though, in HD, this looks really, really nice. Your character looks fat. Well, with armor like this, it doesn't matter how fat you are because no one can tell, right? Because you can just blame it on the size of your arm. Oh no, what? I just chose like a quest without even reading what quest I chose. Yep, get rid of that quest. The weapon I'm using is, what's it called? It's called like the Charge Axe or something. Don't actually know what the name of it is. I do not at all profess to be an expert at how about Genepos? Genepos? I don't know what they call it. Kill 10 of these. Alright. I don't profess to be any kind of Monster Hunter expert. Oh, forgot to eat. I mean, in the game, I forgot to eat in the game. Go for whatever, this looks good. Normally I would spend more time choosing what food. What's laggy? Play Mario Hotel. Is the stream lagging? Go back and play Zelda. Do you get requests from game developers to review games? I do get requests from some developers, but it's difficult. I don't want to play all of the requests that come in because I do kind of like to keep the theme of like mostly Japanese games. I mean, I played Thimbleweed Park, which is not a Japanese game, but basically I'll say yes to requests if it looks like something I would enjoy. If I feel like it's something that I wouldn't be able to get into, then I'm not going to make a video about it because it'll just be a video of me either not being excited about the game. Oops. I am melting. Where is my cooler drink? Oh, I didn't take the cooler drink. Oh, this is horrific. This is going to be terrible. I really apologize about this stream. Game is laggy. I don't know. Cooler drink, yeah. I need to go check the download. Download it's moving, but very, very slowly. Let's go and drink the cooler drink, which I forgot because I'm an idiot. Have a drink of this. Oh no, I drank the wrong one. They look the same, but not the same. Does anyone know what area the 10 things I'm looking for are in so that I can shortcut and go and get them? In fact, to get 10 sort of weaker monsters, what is that? Crab. Alright. What's your favorite anime? I think my favorite anime is probably like the one that I first saw. It has to probably be Robotech. And that's only because it was airing in the United States when I was living there. And that probably was the first anime I ever saw. You are asking for it. Bye-bye. Smash. Are these the things that I'm supposed to be killing? Don't even know. Oh, I think my cat killed one of them for me. Come here. Smosh. Is that trademarked? Are you allowed to say smosh? And check the quest Kakunin. Yep, so I've got to kill 8 more of these guys. So if you're not familiar with this weapon, the cool thing is that if you press R, you end up in this mode with the large one, and if you fight with it in that mode, you can like charge up your meter. So if I didn't have any meter, I would use this mode to like charge it up, but it's slow. So once I've got it charged up, switch back into this mode, which is basically a spammable 2-hit combo. What is that? Oh, just a fish. Is he gone? He's gone. Oh, there's one over there. Let's read the... Let's grind. I certainly won't be grinding tonight because... Well, I mean, I'm grinding Monster Hunter, but I won't be grinding any coffee because it is midnight. I do want to sleep at some point after I've got tired of Mario Odyssey. Knowing me, I'll probably play like the first 20 minutes of Mario Odyssey and then quit because, let's face it, have I ever played more than 20 minutes of any game, ever? I don't really know how to explain it. I think they just keep spending more and more money making games longer and longer. And the truth is, the time I enjoyed games the most was when they were on the Super Nintendo and you literally only played like 20 minutes or a few hours of it. And then you returned it back to the grocery store, which is how I mostly played games because couldn't afford to pay for any of them, really. If you don't close the game, the download won't finish. Is that true? Let's find out. It is going really slowly, isn't it? I don't know if that's because we're playing a game or if that's because the download is slow. How's the new apartment? Loving it. Loving it. Much, it's small. It is small, but now that I've got, basically, I bought this new, you can't really see it, I bought this monitor. Because I bought this monitor, I'm quite excited about, oh now everything's screwed up. Because I bought this new monitor. It's really exciting because, I don't know, I used to play on a TV and it was laggy and awful. And then I started playing everything on my laptop and I was like, I want to go back to the PS4 games and Switch games, but the thing is, I don't want to go back to having, you know, minuscule TV delay. So, now that I've got this monitor, it's like I've got a gaming monitor that I can plug into my Switch, the PS4 and all that. It's quite exciting. Close all games so the Switch finishes the download. Yes, sirree. Well, actually, I mean, let's face it. Okay, well, I'll close it after 2 more of these guys. Just 2 more. 2 more. And then I'll close it. Do you recommend any YouTube gamers? To be honest, I haven't really been following gamers specifically, but I've just been watching loads of Street Fighter matches, so not really gamers. I feel like the only thing is, I feel like I'm getting to really, like I really know the, what's it called, commentators really well, because it's always the same guys who do it, and whenever there's a match in Japan, it's always the same 3 guys. Where, are there any more coming out here? Oh, maybe I have to go in this cave. They would only give you 8, wouldn't they? And then have 2. No, I don't see any. I don't see any here. Let's go back. I don't think there's any. I think it's a dead end. Let's try area number 9. Oh, here we go. Does someone actually write the number of the areas? Trying to read messages and navigate Monster Hunter at the same time. Don't know if you've ever tried that. Don't recommend it. Area 4, 5, 10 is where they are. Well, okay, we are on our way to, yeah, not the right area. Let's go to 10. That's right next to where we are. Should be one there. Thank you to Chrono64. Chrono64. Well, I mean, that's if you're correct. If they're not there, then curses! 10. And then we'll switch the switch off. Switch the switch off. Turn it off. and then we can actually get back to waiting for Odyssey. I don't think I'm going to make it. I just think my internet might just be a little bit too slow. But in consolation, what I may do is like a Q&A or something. Come on, I just need to get rid of you too. Yes. Trans slash. Is that like a slash of many genders? Yes. Yes. That was a flashy ending. I reckon that was good. A nice flashy ending. How do I scroll to the bottom of these messages? Sorry, I didn't mean any offense, and I hope it wasn't offensive. Because transgender is not really about being multiple genders. It's about being. Actually, I just know nothing about it, essentially. I do have a friend who knows a lot about it, but I just don't read about it enough to be educated on the subject. All I know how to do is dig holes with this charge slash axe thing. Come on, come here. Suddenly, after the quest is clear, they suddenly become amazing at dodging all your attacks. That's hilarious. It's like their intelligence goes up. Why did you name it DDDDD? I'm not really sure, actually. I think I was like really pissed that I had to go through the whole getting a Palico friend all over again. And I was like, this is taking too long. I'm just gonna give it the silliest name I can possibly think of. And then I think I also had in mind, like, I'm probably gonna stream it eventually, and I just want to have the dumbest name. And also, it reminds me of that character from Kirby, King Didididididi. I don't know how many days are in it, but I want Pokemon Switch to look like Xenoblade. I don't know what they're going to do with Pokemon, because the way I see it, Pokemon has been out for what? We've had Pokemon since 1995, and even when they release Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, it's essentially going to be the same game. It's not even like... Okay, so the sprites are 3D, but it's not like you're able to run around freely. The battle doesn't feel at all like a realistic Pokemon battle. I had these dreams that eventually there would be these like realistic Pokemon battles. It just never happened. It's like 2017, so 22 years later? No, 5 plus, yeah, 22 years later, and Pokemon is still just, you know, you're on the one side and your opponent's on the other side and you just take turns. And I understand that that is the battle system, but I think we all dreamt that by the year 2004 or something we would have some sort of realistic run around, you know, basically Pokemon Go, but on the screen and not in real life. Yeah, and I'm not going to talk about Pokemon Go because I'll probably get stressed. I don't hate Pokemon Go. I just think it's dangerous. It's a dangerous. Wow, look, this download is totally not happening. I'm going to eat more of my udon, and hopefully the download will speed up a little bit. Something like the FF7 remake. Yeah, because from the footage I've seen of the FF7 remake, it's like it's going to be a little bit more like a battle system from a more recent FF game. And I'm fine with that. I mean, obviously, I'd also be fine with a complete remaster, like just an HD remaster of it. That would also be fine. How big is the game? I'm not really sure. Let's find out. How big is Super Mario Odyssey? And I know booting up the eShop is probably going to slow down the download a little bit, but I think we may have to just give up. There it is, Super Mario Odyssey. Let's see, does it have a size? 5.3 gigabytes. Essentially, this internet just sucks. What we've learnt today is that I should probably do my research before doing a stream so that I have any idea what I'm doing, because look at this. This is, okay, let's wait and I have a watch. Let's wait 10 minutes and let's see how far it gets. If it goes like significantly, if it gets past the compass in 10 minutes, then I will play it tonight. I think I may have just made a promise that I can't keep. Just buy Monster. Oh, you guys are talking about Monster Hunter Double Cross. Oh, cool. If you write at Nihongo Gamer, it actually comes up highlighted in orange. Makes it easier to see. I think there's a fan game like what you're describing, but Nintendo will probably DMCA it. They'll probably DMCA this stream as well. Because actually, technically, I'm not part of the Nintendo Creators Program, the revenue sharing program. But actually, I just read an article that said, if you're part of the Nintendo Creators Program, you're not allowed to stream. You have to actually create an account that's not part of the Nintendo Creators Program to stream. So I don't know. I figured I'm not gonna make a video about Mario Odyssey because I'm not part of the program, so may as well stream it. And hey, look, whoever said that if you close all the apps, the download like speeds up. It's totally speeding up. Alright, so 10 minutes from about, what, 3 minutes ago? So when my Switch clock says 12:23, if we're not past the clock, then probably we'll have to give up. So 12:23. Is that fair? 12:23? 12:24. Let's give it till 12:24. And if it's not past the clock, the compass on the icon, then it's game over. It's game over. Game over. If they have an open world like Zelda and the Pokken tournament style of movement. That's interesting. Yeah, if it were an open world game with the Pokken style movement, I don't want it to be like a beat 'em up. I think I just wanted it to be more like a Final Fantasy, like a modern Final Fantasy game where you have free movement, and you can still cast spells, and so they take time. So you'd have like a time bar, you'd have to wait. But I don't think Pokemon has to be turn-based, completely turn-based. I feel like so many of the people who play Pokemon are, between 20 and 40, and in that age group, I think they're the people. I think that's an age group that can handle active time battle and not the waiting system. So yeah, how are we doing on time? Oh, I feel like it's slowing down. Look at it, it's not speeding up. It's so slow, so slow. Is there any way to like download the game on a PC and like USB it to the Switch? Actually, no, there isn't a way. I think you could do that on the Vita. You could download games to your PS3, transfer them to your Vita, and I had one poor friend who was completely convinced that if he bought a PS3, he could play all his Vita games on it just because he saw the Vita games in the PS3 store. I was like, you can download them, but you won't be able to play them. He just did not believe me. He's like, you're wrong. You're wrong. I've seen it on the store. I'm like, that doesn't prove anything. How big is your SD card memory? I think I have a 32 gigabyte card in it right now. So, and the only game on it, I think, is probably Monster Hunter Double Cross. All the rest of this stuff I think I bought before then. Oh, I'm so tempted to play, like, Street Fighter while waiting, but let's give it till 12:23, 12:24 to see whether it gets past the compass. Look, it's never gonna... I saw it move. I saw the light. I saw the white bar move. Ooh, there's lots of messages coming in. Time to read a few. What are the pros of buying a cartridge? Oh, that's what are the pros of buying a cartridge. That's true, except that no one is selling the cartridge in Japan yet, because they're all waiting till 9 a.m. Sends energy to make your internet faster. Thank you. Send me Genki. Send me all your energy. I'll use it to feed my internet. Or essentially, here's what I actually need to do. I need to just knock on all my neighbors' doors and just say, stop everything you're doing. Whatever you're doing on the internet, stop. So that I can download Super Mario. Actually, maybe they're all downloading Super Mario Odyssey right now. Open the game so we can see the download bar larger? Is that how it works? Hold on a second. Oh. 5 hours and 9 minutes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. 5 hours and 9 minutes remaining, which means I really ought to just leave it, go to sleep, and then wake up in the morning and do like a 1 hour stream then. What a shame, because it's actually live in Japan. I just can't play it because my internet sucks. This is the biggest disappointment ever. So we'll do a Q&A for the next 10 minutes, and then at 12:30 I will probably stop the stream unless something amazingly funny has happened and I feel like continuing to go. Is internet shared? Well, in Japan, there are two types of internet I've discovered recently. FLETS, which is the old kind of fiber optic cable, and fiber optic cable called FLETS comes to a router box, and then in every apartment complex you get copper wire coming down from the optic fiber. But if you have Hikari, which is actual fiber optic cable per apartment, then you get a fiber optic cable directly into your house. They'll drill a new hole in the wall, and the fiber optic cable is an actual proper laser going into a modem. I have copper wire, so it's not fiber optic, and I did speak to someone recently about getting it upgraded. The thing is, you have to pay the, what's the word? Not the manufacturing cost, whatever the cost of installation fee. You have to pay the installation fee, construction sort of fee, and it costs $300. And it becomes free if you use it for 3 years. So you like pay every month, and then you also get a discount of equal value. So essentially, after 3 years, you won't pay anything for the installation. But if you quit after a year and a half, you still have to pay another $150. Yeah, so you have to pay whatever the remaining amount is. Well, I'm very sorry to have bored you with all that information about how internet works in Japan. Or maybe you find it interesting. I don't know. Do you find information about how to subscribe to internet? Also, the only reason I ended up trying to upgrade my internet was because I tried to buy a fridge. I was like, here's my mistake. I said, I've just moved house, and I need a fridge and a microwave. And he's like, oh, you've just moved house, so you probably don't have internet, or if you have internet, it's not very fast. I was like, yes. He's like, oh, would you come with me? I'll get you some coupons. He's like, if I give you $250 in coupons that will arrive 4 months later, and a cashback which arrives even later, then we'll sign you up for this internet, and you get the coupons for free, and you can use them to buy your fridge. I was like, yeah, but I don't have the coupons now. Your coupons are no good to me in 4 months. I'll have bought the fridge already. It's too late. So anyway, I fell for it, and I signed up for the new internet. Japan. Consider I'm planning on doing my internship in Japan. It's pretty informative for me. I think probably it would make sense for me to actually title the stream Questions About Japan, and then that way people who are looking forward to like gameplay don't get tons of pointless information about Japan. It's not pointless, but it's irrelevant to the people who came to watch a video game. I have to apologize though. I really thought that my internet was faster than this. I thought I'd be able to download it and play it. Or another thing is, if it magically just speeds up and downloads really quickly after I stop the stream, I may turn the stream back on and play, but it's not looking like that's going to happen. Hello from Dublin. Hello. Is that how you pronounce? Is that how you say? Is that an Irish accent? It's pretty awful. I used to study, if you're interested to know, in Northern Ireland, and I know that's not Ireland, but did drive to Dublin and Cork, fun place, South Ireland, and I have to admit, I couldn't understand a word anyone said in Cork because their accent is so strong. It's beautiful. It sounds like I was like, wow, you're just speaking English with a Cork accent, and it's beautiful. But I have no idea what you said to me. And he was like trying to explain like where the facilities were in the hotel. Adjust the stream quality. It may help download rate. I don't know if I can do that while I'm streaming. I'm at 4.5 megabits per second. I have a feeling. Oh, I can do it in the YouTube thing here. Ultra low latency. No, but it doesn't actually reduce the bandwidth. None of these options here actually help me change the bandwidth. They just say, I think it's just changing the priority. Like, do you want? Is it just me, or is the download time increasing? it was 5 hours 11 minutes, and then it was 5 hours 12 minutes, and then 13, and now it's 11 again. Why even have a progress bar if it's going to go up? By the way, it is 12:25, and as you can see, the bar is nowhere near getting past the compass. So, yeah, another 5 minutes of questions and answers, and then I'll have to quit the stream and see whether this actually downloads, and I'll do a real stream in the future. I was just really excited about Mario, and I was just like, hey, wouldn't it be fun if I could stream it? But I'll do a proper stream in the future, now that I've figured out how to actually run all the software on my computer. And one other thing, I'll do all my downloads during the day, because during the day, 5 gigabytes would probably download, like, in 10 minutes, or less, probably, but only when there's no one else in the building. But because there's people in the apartment complex, it's really slow. It's been on 5 hours, 11 minutes for the past 11 minutes. That's true. How do you go to under 1 megabit per second? Well, the thing is, I think I'd actually have to click stop on this software I'm using. It's called Rec Central. It's made by Ava Media. So if anyone has any tips on how to tell Rec Central to reduce the stream quality, I'm all ears. Unfortunately, I just can't figure out how to do it. What do you do for a living? I edit videos and I shoot videos. That's basically it. I used to teach English. I don't know if I think I've mentioned it a few times before in like really, really early videos, but it never comes up in the more recent videos. I taught English for a long time, and it was a lot of fun, actually. I think anyone can enjoy teaching English. It's just, I don't think anyone can do it forever. Like, some people can, and I've met a few people who are like, they'd be fine being an assistant language teacher forever, but personally, I could see that I was already beginning to lose my wits. I was like, not doing anything creative, and I realize I'm still not doing anything super creative. I'm shooting and editing, but feels more creative than what I was doing then. And even when I was teaching, I was still like in my free periods, programming stuff on my computer, because they let you do whatever you want in between classes, as long as you do have your classes all sorted out. Let's see, what else? Man, I love reading the comments. This is brilliant. This is way more fun than reading the comments of a video afterwards. Like, reading the comments in real time, this is so much fun. In my country, midnight, the download speed is literally the speed of light. Probably because it's fiber optic internet. It probably can't go any faster or any slower than the speed of light, I assume. No, you can slow down the speed of light with glass. I think that's, or is that how it works? Does it just bend towards the diffraction? Okay, I can't remember any of my physics knowledge. Hajimemashite, Mariko. Mariko H. Hajimemashite. Nice to meet you. Just passing by to tell everyone you're awesome. May you all have a blessed weekend. Well, that's very nice. I wish you all a blessed weekend as well, except that the weekend totally hasn't started. It's Thursday night. I've just forgotten. I've actually got to go to work tomorrow morning. I was just so excited about Super Mario Odyssey, it just didn't occur to me to even really worry about whether I had work in the morning. Because I don't mind being sleepy at work, as long as I still get my work done. Do you still skate? I have to admit, I wanted to go skating, and then I started preparing to move to this new apartment. And I also did a lot of these drawing reviews, so I really wanted to do a lot of drawing. And so every time I tried to get around to skating, I just didn't do it. I actually really want to, and I have no excuse. I really, 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 really want to skate more. And I think, actually, my new apartment is going to be a lot closer to some skate parks, so I'll probably have more excuses to go in the future. So I do 100% intend to continue skating, just haven't been doing it. I will, actually, my skateboard's right over there, so I will go skating. I went cycling today, if that interests you. Opinions on Doki Doki Literature Club. I saw one I saw one headline that said Doki Doki Literature Club is so bad that it's like unplayable or something. But I actually can't remember what it is. What is Doki Doki Literature Club? I'm gonna look it up now. Doki Doki Literature Club. It's a visual novel developed by Team Salvato. It's on Steam. The website for Doki Doki Literature Club is ddlc.moe. I didn't even know that was a domain. I knew .com, I know .co.jp, I know .co. all sorts of countries, .moe. I'm kind of scared of what this is going to show me. In a future stream, I should actually change it so that I can actually switch between my PC screen and my Switch screen, but unfortunately, I do not have it set up that way right now. Let's look at the character designs. The character designs look pretty good so far. I can't see the actual image because the website's not loading. Wow, I feel you know when you watch the JPEG like slowly load. Reminds me of 1999 internet. Tell you what, the illustrations look pretty good. If I had drawn it, I would probably have made their cheeks a bit bigger, because something a lot of people forget is that when you turn at an angle, the cheek actually juts out a little bit. Your eye, you have like there's the hole where the eye socket is, and it actually kind of bumps back out for the cheek. And obviously it's different for some people have very, very low cheekbones and, you know, not very strong cheekbones. But for every single character to have the same facial structure is a little bit suspect. So I think that could be changed. I think also, I mean, eyes don't have to be huge, but it does look a little strange when the eyes are more than one eye's length apart in the middle, because in general, you see people's eyes size, and there's about an eye's distance between the two eyes. So when you have the eyes remain small and they just move to the side, they start to look more like animals, which is how you draw animals. You just move your eyes closer to the edge of their face. And it hasn't really worked on these illustrations, but hey, the game's not only about the quality of the illustration, it's about the quality of the game and the enjoyment you get from playing the game. I would say that I wouldn't not play it. It's double negative, but I would play it. I would play it I would give it a shot. I don't know how expensive it is. Why am I spending so much time talking about ddlc.moe? Sayonara koukou ni ikimasu. You've got to go to high school. Well, go forth and learn, which is what my old form tutor used to say to me at the start of school. Along with the otaku.moe, there is also the weeb.ninja. There's a .ninja? Why hasn't everyone changed their domain name to .ninja yet? Is that a real thing? Hold on. .ninja domain. Actually, what happens if you type ninja domain into Google? I'm a little scared. Nothing, because my enter button doesn't work. Register your ninja domain today with GoDaddy. Sounds like that Steam game. What's it called? It's like Dream Daddy. That's another one. That would be a fun one to stream, wouldn't it? What's your opinion on a certain scientific railgun? Actually, I will give you my opinion, because that's one of the very, very early, that's when I was first getting into the more modern style of anime. After Robotech, I stopped watching anime for like a decade. I came back to it with shows like Railgun, and I didn't know that Index, which was the previous show before Railgun, I didn't know that that was a thing. So I watched Railgun, and I didn't understand any of where the characters came from. But then, like, Railgun just stops, and you're like, what happens next? And no one tells you what happens next. So I was like, well, I want more Railgun. So I tried to watch Index, and I had no idea what was going on. I was like, what is this anime? It's really complicated, and just didn't understand. You know what? I would quite like to watch Neo Yokio, because I've heard that it's just the type of anime that I generally don't like, or rather, the type of TV show and storyline that I don't like, because I don't like anytime in a story when they give you information and it becomes inconsequential later, you like train the reader to believe, or the watcher to believe, that not everything is important. And that's why after watching a few episodes you lose interest, because you've been trained to believe that sometimes information will come that's inconsequential. And in story writing, which generally keeps people hooked for the whole time, it's because every piece of information always has some sort of consequence. It doesn't have to be important, but it does have to be of some consequence later. Anyway, just a quick chat about story writing. What's your favorite fighting game? Street Fighter Alpha 2. And I remember we played Street Fighter Alpha on PlayStation at a friend's house, me and my brother. And we were like, we want to play Street Fighter Alpha, but we don't have a PlayStation because our parents wouldn't buy us a PlayStation. But we had a Super Nintendo, and we heard that Street Fighter Alpha 2 was going to come out. But we know that at the beginning of the game, the guy goes, Street Fighter Alpha. So we're like, what's he gonna say on the second one? Is he gonna go Street Fighter Alpha 2? we were like falling on the floor laughing, thinking that the announcer was probably going to like say 2 in a really high pitched voice. In the end, he didn't. He just Street Fighter Alpha 2. And it's really average, but you know what? But my second favorite fighting game after Street Fighter Alpha 2 was also on the Super Nintendo, Clay Fighter 2 Judgment Clay. That game is amazing. I would legit pay $30, $40 for a remake of Clay Fighter 2 Judgment Clay. Make it happen. R.I.P. Grapecoon. Tell me about it. If you're not familiar with Grapecoon, he's the penguin who fell in love with the cardboard cutout of the character who is supposedly a penguin in Kemono Friends, which I haven't seen, but I have seen the memes. I've seen the picture of the character and the penguin. It's very sad that he finally died, but I think he was like 25. Oh, there's a word here. It says donation, and then it's got a swear word. Oh, super chat. I got a super chat 3 minutes ago. What was the last book you read? What was the last... Sorry, I also don't really understand how super chat works, but I highly appreciate people who super chat because apparently money comes in. That's cool. I'm all for that. Evelc, what was the last book you read? I think the last book that I read, it might actually be that story writing book that I was just briefly mentioning about Neo Yokio, about how storylines have to become... So here's the thing about books. I tend not to read a lot of fiction. I used to, as a kid. I would actually go to the library and I would pick the thickest possible book. But recently I've been only reading books that are tutorials and instruction manuals. And so the one I read recently is by Lisa Cron. It's called Wired for Story. And it's phenomenal. It goes into a lot of psychology of why humans think that stories are going to help us survive. And the long and short of the book, it's not a story really. It's like 10 chapters of 10 tips on how to write better stories. And it's like in the old days, someone would come home from hunting and fighting dinosaurs, and they're like, "There's a T-Rex out there. Don't go there. You're going to die. Here's what happened." And then they will tell the story of what happened. So I think humans got the idea that if you listen to stories, you have a higher chance of living longer. And anyway, that's why Wired for Story by Lisa Cron is such a great book. She's just got a free advert out of that. Awesome. Any other questions? I know that I said I was going to quit at 12:30, but I'm just really enjoying reading all the comments. Do you still use your HTC Vive? Good point. HTC Vive, I have a bone to pick with them because mine doesn't work. Like, I made that first video, and then now when I plug it into the computer, it says, what does it say? It says, like, connection error or whatever. There's, like, a device that, like, holds all the units together, and it just doesn't work because... And then I sent a message to HTC, and no reply. And I like Steam. I like Valve. But, honestly, this experience with VR has sucked because it's just not ready for consumer anything yet. Just they don't answer their customers. They don't fix the problems. I've seen on all the forums, it's gone unfixed. This same issue. It's the compositor, the thing that hooks all the Bluetooth devices together, and the headset. Oh, super chat in from Alex Ace. Thank you very much. Super chat is a donation that YouTube will add to your revenue. Hope that helps. Love your content. Thanks, Alex Ace. Super chat is a donation that YouTube will add to your revenue. Oh, brilliant. Oh, right. So it'll probably It'll probably be automatic then, right? It'll probably just go directly into whatever money comes into my channel in general. Which, by the way, if you're ever thinking about making a YouTube channel, and I am gonna hopefully make a video about this in the future, be prepared to spend a lot of money and not make any money for potentially years. Because I honestly lost any money that I made, because I had a full-time job and all my friends were saving money and paying back their loans, and I was just constantly at zero, almost in debt, because I would just spend money to buy games for the channel, spend money to buy consoles for the channel, and it's not like I felt bad about it. I mean, it's not like I would buy the console and the game and it would disappear. I got to play the game, so it was like a good excuse. But I didn't save any money. I wasn't paying back my loans. I wasn't supporting family like I could have been. Like a lot of people, like they get a job and they like send money home to their family, which I think is a really great way to to use your money. But I wasn't. I was just buying video games for myself and playing them on YouTube, and it's fun. But honestly, I would say that wasn't until like 3 years, two or 3 years after I started the channel, that I started to actually be able to use YouTube money to buy more games and more stuff for the channel, which is how I bought this laptop. I mean, I've got these tablets which keep coming in free of charge, which is really great because I can actually make videos about them. Super chat, Author OB, or is it 0B? Author OB. Are you excited about Shin Megami Tensei 5? I have seen a screenshot of this game. I can't remember what the subtitle of it is. Thanks for the super chat, by the way, Author OB. Okay, so because I work in Tokyo, and I don't work at a bad company. I work at a company that treats me incredibly well, but I've got so many friends who it's like Japanese work lifestyle just kills them. Like, not, they don't actually die, but like it kills their soul, because cool Japan is Japan's idea of let's tell everyone what Japan is, but then when they arrive, it won't actually be like that. And that's what you have to be prepared for, because there are, like, all the things that they say are in Japan are here, but in order to enjoy them, you have to make crazy sacrifices. Like, I'm going to tell you the most depressing sacrifice that a person might make in Japan. And this happens a lot. You don't have to. It happens a lot. I was talking to someone who didn't spend a lot of time at home. I was like, why is that okay for you to like come home really, really late and not spend time with children? And they're like, well, in Japan, it's assumed that you'll come home and the children will already be asleep, but they will be spending time with their grandparents. And that's why a lot of people are fine with not ever going home early and seeing their children, because they know that eventually they will also become grandparents, and then they'll spend time with children. So it's assumed that the only time you spend time with kids is when they're not your kids, they're your kids' kids. So the connection between parent and child is actually incredibly loose, and that's not the story that I really got from like watching, anime. Like before you go to Japan, you don't really realize it's going to be that bleak. Anyway, the reason I'm talking about this is because apparently Shin Megami Tensei is going to kind of expose a lot more of what the world is kind of going through, and I don't know if that's going to work in its favor, because in general, like, I would say that video game sales, anything nostalgia related, like the Super Nintendo Classic, the Nintendo Classic, this stuff is all doing incredibly well because we need nostalgia to trick us into thinking that that was a really great time, And that makes us feel good, because when we look at the people who lead our countries now, whether they're good at it or bad at it, it doesn't really matter. We just all feel a little bit depressed about the situation. We're like, oh, did we vote for that? Why did we vote for that? And we don't know. And I don't like to talk politics on the channel. But a game that reflects the sad stuff going on in the world, I mean, I think that's a good... I think it's nice that people have had that idea. Oops, sorry. Sorry, didn't mean to smash your ears by hitting my microphone. I think it's great that people are trying to bring more of reality into the game world, but I don't think it will help them reach some sort of critical success. Anyway, I've just seen that the stream has gone on for exactly 1 hour and 28 seconds as of now, so I think that's a really good time to quit. And also, I can hear my neighbor over there starting to move around. I think they might be a little pissed that their neighbor is talking. If you're interested to know, this apartment is not concrete. It's wood. There are two types. That's probably why it's a lot cheaper than some of the apartments you may have seen on other YouTube videos. A lot of people move into concrete apartments because they want to make a lot of noise, or they don't want to deal with noise from their neighbors. Fortunately, my neighbors never make any noise, but it's a little unfair if I continue talking really loudly in my wooden wall apartment. It could be worse. There could be paper doors. Anyway, I have to say, thank you so much. First of all, especially to the Super Chat users, EvelC, Alex Ace, and Author OB. Thank you very much for your donations. Thanks everyone to the hundreds of people who watched, and these hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of messages that came in. Like, this has really, really been a lot of fun for me. Sorry that I wasn't able to be a lot louder and more rambunctious, but I will probably do that in a future stream when it's actually daytime and not really late at night, so that I'm not annoying neighbors and stuff. But this has been an educational experience for me. I tried to make it as clear as possible that this was not going to be a super professional stream. In the description, I wrote, no idea what I'm doing. Let's see how it goes, and that's exactly how it's gone. No idea what I'm doing. This game didn't even download. Didn't get to play it, and according to the download, won't be playing it until 4 hours and 22 minutes from now, so that hasn't worked at all. Anyway, just going to check that there's not any very last messages here in the chat. Good night. See you, goodbye. Thank you for the streaming. Thank you. Thank you for the good night messages. It's nice to have a good night message before I fall on the floor. I'm sleeping on the floor still because my bed hasn't arrived yet, but slowly but surely, I will get my furniture moved in. Why is my nose so itchy? I think I might be allergic to the MSG that they put in these noodles. Anyway, do subscribe if you want to see more, obviously, streams and videos. Don't forget to comment on this video even after it's loaded. Feel free to write comments. I'll read the comments and I'll use it for advice for the next stream. And I'll see you in the next Nihongo video. Nihongo Gamer? Know the name of my own channel. Nihongo Gamer video or stream or something. And I'm going to click the stop button. I feel like I'm saying goodbye to Skype. Bye.